I've been fishing for over half my life. In the past 20 years, I've met some of the most amazing people through the love of angling. I've fished some of the biggest matches in the UK and Europe, and against some of the best anglers in the country.
61.50.
Some of them I'm lucky enough to call my mates. On this channel, I'm bringing back some old friends I've met along the way to talk about past experiences, memorable events, and some of the best times we've shared on the bank together. My name's Bradley Vogue. This is the Polar Podcast. So welcome to another podcast, the Polar Podcast. And with us today, we've got Mr. Christopher Purssey, a very, very good friend of mine. Cheers, Chris, for travelling down and coming to see us. Pleasure to see you again, mate.
Thanks for having me.
Long old way for you, mate. Long old
And
way.
we're going to pick your brains in this episode on match fishing and competition fishing. Mate, I've fished with you a long time now.
Yeah.
Normally against you. And it's not nice. You can be. You're, in my opinion, you're so good at a lot of things. You're so dangerous to come up against. So before we jump into that, I think we should start off with how it all started for you.
What, fishing?
The early years, like how did it all start?
First rod, first water.
Not necessarily match fishing, but
No,
before that,
yeah.
way before that.
Yeah.
What happened?
My dad bought me a float fishing rod and I was just on the Thames. And
So it started on the Thames?
Yeah. And my first fish was a little gudgeon. And I was
Nice.
so chuffed with it. I put some water in the bait pot, kept it in there because I wanted to show my dad when he turned up. And then didn't realise the time, and it's like 10 o'clock at night. I was only 7. He come down with a right hump, threw the gudgeon back in, and yeah.
You got school in the morning.
And that's how it all started, really.
I think it's important to have that, isn't it? I think it's so important to start with that. What I'm trying to say is you get so many kids or new anglers just jumping straight in the deep end at carp fishing.
I
I
think-
think they miss the basics, and they miss all the float fishing and the swing tips and stuff like that.
I always look at it with float. I think it's an apprenticeship. You end up,
Yeah.
without really realising it, you're doing an apprenticeship on, because float fishing, you're inadvertently doing watercraft without really realising it, because you're watching the float,
Completely
the float's
agree.
dancing about, and you're going, hold on, something's not right. Let's take it up a little. You can adjust everything, and you go, okay, that's the depth of that. Let's have it.
Yeah.
And then you just start. It
that's
goes, doesn't
that's
it? And
the
then you get it
basics.
right, and it's really right.
Yeah, completely agree. That is where you learn the basics. That's where you learn. That's your bread and butter, isn't it?
Yeah.
So where did it go from there then? After that, how long was you? Actually, I think I vaguely remember you telling me you was into your match fishing for a while, weren't you?
Yeah,
Before
yeah.
the carp fishing.
So I would have been fishing for a couple more years on the Thames, the River Mole, catching perch and roach. And then my cousin got me a ticket on his club waters, and they had junior matches,
Yeah.
just float fishing. But there was carp in there up to 20 odd pounds.
Yeah.
And the first year I got into that, overall, I was always up in the top 3 or won it. And I got the trophy at the end of the season with the most points. So that
Nice.
gives me that buzz
Yeah.
for match fishing.
Yeah.
And it was all seat box all the time. And then I heard of the BCAC. And that's where it all started.
Because did you start the BCAC with as a singles, or did you go straight in as a double?
straight in as doubles. I asked my ex-teammate, Martin, if he was up for it, and he was like, I'm not sure. So the first year I actually done it at Loggies with my brother Bradley.
Right.
And we come out really late in the draw, but I think we ended up 5th or something.
Yeah.
So it weren't quite good enough. But then the following year, me and Martin done it, and we come out last in the draw at Cottington, and we absolutely smashed it.
Did you?
Yeah, I can't remember what we had. I think it was like 280 odd pound.
Wow.
But I had 240s in the first 24 hours.
Yeah.
So that broke my PB twice, and it gives us that drive, I think.
Yeah. It is a major buzz. I don't know what it is. Some people love it, some people hate it, but match fishing for me.
See, I've never been in. Well, it interests me, but it's not something I would.
Yeah,
you
would never know till you
exactly.
do it.
I'd love to do it. I would.
Yeah.
I would love to have a go at it.
Well, we're down for a match coming up, aren't
Yeah.
we? I've got you down. You don't know whether you're 100%
Need to
available
work
or
it
not,
out. Yeah,
but
need to
we are
work it
down
out.
4-1, and we're actually against you as well, aren't we?
Oh,
Which is nice as well.
For me, anyway.
Yeah, for you, yeah. Not for me and you, Tad. Ain't nice for us. So, going back to just before you started the BCA, the first year on the BCACs,
Yeah.
was you always... was it a pole you was using or a rod?
Both.
Both.
I was pretty good on the pole.
Was that always on the Thames? Was that your...
Oh no! So I'd travel around. I think it was 4 or 5 times I got invited to fish with the Maver team.
Nice.
Went on the military canal.
Yeah.
I ended up 4th on that out of about 100 anglers. So I was...
So from little you at 7 years old,
Yeah.
you picked it up and got recognised pretty quick.
Yeah.
That's decent. That's impressive. And then after that, your carp fishing took you out. Do you still go out now? On would you still have you been out, or would it still excite you?
What with a
Little
float rod
match
or something? I would, but I don't actually own a match rod at the moment.
Oh, you don't?
So no, if I went out, it'd be a stalking rod or something.
Yeah.
And I'd love doing a bit of floating cross for chub or something.
Yeah.
Trotting it down.
It's exciting, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's always exciting.
That's what I've always said. I'd love to go on my club ticket, almost fish 2 rods out for the carp. Do you know what I mean? Doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then just have a little float
whip
rod.
or
Do you know what I mean?
something,
Just
yeah.
a whip or just something in the tackle bag and just pass the time.
We've
you know?
actually set up a little match, sitting ball, I think it is, and it's a little 1 rod little match. Most fish at the end of the day wins. That's going to be exciting because that's going back to our roots.
Yeah.
You know, that's what we were saying earlier. They say you learn all your bread and butter and your watercraft and all that. So that will be good because I don't think any of us done it for such a long time now.
No, I want to see how well I do.
Yeah. No, that will be exciting. All right, let's talk BCACs then. You're quite well known in the BCACs now. You've been doing it a long time. And 9 times out of 10, you're there or thereabouts, aren't you? You
Not always, but it's all down to the draw.
yeah.
You can never help. If you come out last, sometimes you get lucky, but I would say most of the time you got a duff a peg.
Do you so if you enter in the, this year, last year's, do you ever say if you do the first round, don't qualify? Do you ever go for another round and pay again and go? Win?
Well, a few times we've gone back to the same venue, but then sometimes we've gone to one lake, we've got through, but it just weren't our cup of tea, so we didn't go back, even though we know we can qualify from there. I don't know, sometimes the excitement that time it weren't really there.
Where was that, sorry?
That was at the Willows. Is it Willows at St Albans?
Yeah.
And we did.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
It's like the fish would group. They always end up grouping in the same area.
Yeah.
Like obviously, because it's section winds, you can sort of pick.
Do you, when you book these BCACs up, what would you base it on? Why would you pick one venue over the other? Would it be because you know it? Would it be who else is in the match? What would it come down to for you?
To me, I'm not worried about who I'm going against. That gives me more drive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I sometimes look at where we're going to end up in the semi-final.
Yeah. So you're already planning ahead.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
Do you think a lot of the boys do that?
I reckon so, yeah. 'Cause
Yeah.
they've all got their favoured lakes.
Yeah. Of course they have.
But
Is it obviously I'm completely fresh with regards to BCAC. So are the semi-finals always held in the same lakes, or is it just where they can get a booking?
most of the time, the semi-finals are at linear.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
B2, B1. and they've done some on St John's as well. I'm trying to think. No, I don't think they've always done them there.
They have chopped and changed.
I think the first year me and Martin qualified when we smashed Cottington, we ended up going to Barston, and like we knew nothing about it, and we went straight in with the wrong approach, and it just drew the bream in, and we could not get rid of them.
Really?
Yeah, like all weekend it was just one after another. I was even getting them on 20mm hook baits, even on zigs as well. I was fishing just below the surface. I'm catching bream on zigs.
It's funny.
We just drew everything in.
We was talking the other week, weren't we, about using different hook baits? And you said, didn't you? You said, "Oh no, I've gone 20mm now just to keep away from the bream."
Yeah, but I suppose if they're ravenous like that,
and then you couldn't even get the bait in them. They were just obviously swimming onto the hook point first, going that way on, and there's no way you're getting a boilie in their mouth.
No. How close? Obviously, winning the BCAC team is a dream for everyone, right?
Yeah.
How close have you been?
So it's mine and Martin's second time round. We got into the final.
Yeah.
I think it was 2016, and it was wicked. Like obviously Mark Bartlett was there. I think that was the first year that they won, and then they followed it up. I think they'd done back to back. They did.
Right.
But it was at Raysbury as well. Like we've always wanted to fish there, but we never actually got round to it.
Yeah.
And like there was a big party the night before. Like we pulled up and our names were in our parking bays. It was like made it feel amazing. Yeah. And then like come to the dreaded draw and we come out I think second to last and we're like, oh wow.
That draw is so important. Yeah. Because you can be the best angler on the planet. You get a duff draw.
Yeah.
If the fish aren't there, the fish aren't there.
You can't catch them if they ain't in front.
And that's what always sort of puts me off with regards to competition fishing is you're not sort of, there is an element of watercraft to it, of course, but it's just luck.
Then that was...
If you've got a duffer, you've got a duffer, isn't it?
Yeah. How much... If you pulled a duffer...
Yeah.
Do you think there's a certain element of skill involved that you go, right, I can still draw them back in? I can still...
Oh, yeah.
You do?
Yeah, definitely. I've done it in matches. I've pulled duffers and I've turned it into a flyer.
I'll never forget the time in Crete, at Crete Lakes match.
Oh, yeah.
When you was opposite me. And, mate, what you done... Chris was struggling for the first sort of 3 days. They just wouldn't go over your side of the lake, would they?
But they just weren't on bait either. We were hooking our bait on the retrieve. Yeah. And, so I knew to change.
Yeah, and then the second half of that week, I don't know what you've done. He just pulls it out of the bag every time, and you think, what has he done that I haven't? And he ends up coming like, I think he comes second or third or something like that.
I think I come second that year.
And I just don't know how you do it. I don't think you know how you do it.
No, I don't. Literally, I don't do anything really different to anyone else.
No.
So obviously you draw your swim. So prior to the draw happening, you've had a walk round. You've gone okay. So
you've got your top three or top five.
Yeah, then you go okay. So you get into your peg. What's your initial approach? Are you finding a spot, or are you sort of pub chucking a couple of solid bags?
Oh no, you've got to find your spots. Like you've got 48 hours. You don't want to find a spot halfway through.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean the fish, because everyone's doing the same. They could just be moving around.
Yeah.
You're not going to spook unless you've got a little bay that like along the bush line, you can see that it's a bit clearer there, so you don't have to pester down in the bays or anything. But I mean, you got to find your spots.
And do you go straight in with do you go solid bags straight out, straight off, or singles, or are you going loads of bait in, or are you just reading the situation and watching?
I never go in with loads of bait.
Yeah.
I'll build it up. It's sort of like when you're on the seat box pole fishing, you build your swim up
Yeah.
through the match, with the amount of bites you're getting, you sort of know
then you get,
how
okay,
much to put back out.
Yeah.
I mean, there's one lake that I'll start with 20 odd spums, and that'd be B2.
Yeah.
But I know because they're shellfish,
and
they're going to come in.
massive head of carp as well.
Massive head.
Good carp as well.
Yeah.
Remember the Halloween where we went?
Oh, when I had a broken hand.
You had a broken hand, yeah. We got a brilliant picture. I've got to put it up in here, actually. But, mate, we turned up, and again, you started with like 20 odd spawns.
Yeah.
We had about 5:30 sitting in the net within
Within the first half hour.
It was ridiculous, mate. Never seen anything like it.
I don't know how I was hitting them distances with a broken hand.
No, I
either.
don't. Going on to distances, Chris, obviously you're a big caster.
I am now. I never was.
No.
Like when me and Martin got into the final,
Yeah.
there was a hole in the bush at the end of the island, but like I reckon you're talking 35 wraps.
Yeah.
And I was getting close, but yeah, like I was younger then, but now I could probably fish out comfortably.
Do you think now it's almost a necessity to be able for one of your teammates to be able to hit distances?
You've got to have distance in your armoury. You go to some of the venues, you could be fishing 140 odd yards, 150 yards.
Yeah.
Because I suppose that is the thing with the BCAC is the amount of anglers and the qualifying. You need a big lake.
Yeah.
You need naturally all the lakes that they're probably fishing, they're all big sheets of water.
Yeah, I mean,
you know, like you're not going to go and fish a lake that's an acre with 5 pegs around it, are you?
No.
That doesn't work.
Well, Walthamstow was the prime example, wasn't it?
Yeah.
When you was in Longchuck.
And
it wasn't a major way, but how long was it?
29. It's 29 wraps.
29 wraps.
Well, normally I think it's about 28 because we had a massive crosswind, like 45 mile an hour.
Yeah, I remember.
And
that's hard work.
So I had to put an extra wrap on.
Yeah.
And
take the bow out the line. Is that what you're saying?
And I don't know how I was doing it. Like, I was drilling it into this hole, and even getting the spawn there.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think I messed up one spawn that match.
No.
It was like they were all bang on.
You're using 5 ounce leads.
Yeah.
To get them there.
Yeah.
I know that because they're mine.
Well, I attempted getting a solid there in that wind, and I blew a rod up. It was only,
I remember that.
Yeah, that was the first. As soon as the hooter went, and like no one else was casting out then, so I was the only one. It's just gone bang, and everyone just looked at me. I was like, oh, geez.
When you say is that snapped a rod?
Oh yeah, blew it up.
Wow.
Yeah, it went. And
And
everyone heard it.
What test curve was that?
They were 375s.
Yeah, so
That's a beefy rod.
Yeah.
You've blown it up.
It's one of my wolf rods, and I had them. All the eyes changed on it, and yeah.
Did you ever manage to get another one?
No, I sold them to Josh, and then he managed to get another
What's
one.
where why do you think that blew up? Just putting too much power into it? Or do you think did you mistime it?
No, I think it was age as well. Like I put them rods through everything that I
think that's a really good point.
Like, I think it's wear and tear.
I notice it with my rods. I've got a set of scopes that are probably 8-9 years old, and I can feel the carbons going.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because they sit out in the light,
and if you get a bit of grit in there and then you scrape it when you're putting it together.
Yeah, which is very easy to do.
Yeah,
like,
really, really
that
easy.
is going to weaken it over time.
Yeah, because it's only carbon.
Yeah.
Carbon's not...
And you don't realise how damaging UV sun rays are. And there's, potentially they're sitting out for...
Yeah.
I mean, when you're in France, it's a week, isn't it? So you're just always... The rods are just degrading, and then, unfortunately for you, it...
right on the first cast as well.
What did you do for the rest of the match? Did you have a spare?
Well, obviously it's 2 rods in a match.
BCAC
I couldn't have another. I couldn't have
Okay.
another rod ready to go, so it was like I ended up fishing locked up. I left it in the clip, and because I was going up against it tight to the island, I just left it in the clip in the end. I think only once I had a fish that managed to go left and wanted to go more, and I just popped it out. But yeah,
quite interesting. You don't hear about people blowing up rods or I don't anyway.
No.
Not in my.
I think a lot of people keep quiet about it.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm prone to a crack off. I love it, you know.
Oh yeah,
That's
I've
me.
done that a few times.
Yeah, you know.
Do you, with your pleasure fishing, do you ever, if you do really well, like your BCAC and that,
Yeah.
you get through to the final or whatever, that's your drive, isn't it? That's your buzz. That's
Yeah,
what
but I take that buzz if I go out on my own. If I go on a social, I treat it as I'm in a match.
right. Because that's my
I
question.
don't change my.
do you ever lose the buzz?
Unless I'm on like a hard water that you've got to lay your traps
Yeah.
and be quiet, and then obviously, but the lakes that if I'm on a say linear, I know I can work to swim for a bite.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Linears. I've seen you on linear. Yeah. You love that place, didn't you?
Yeah.
B2.
I've got
Dangerous.
I think I've got 2 lakes left. No, I've had 40s out of 3. I've got 3 more to go.
Is that the target? Is it?
That's
What, 40 out of every lake?
self-target.
Yeah.
I want one. I've done B2, Manor. What's the other one? Oh,
St John's?
no, Hardwick and Smiths.
Oh, right.
So I've just got B1, Oxleash and St John's.
That's good going, isn't it?
Very good going.
Yeah.
Because I think that's the thing with linear and a lot of these day tickets. I think setting your targets on a day ticket, 40, 50 or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
9 times out of 10, they're more stocked. And everybody thinks, it's going to, that'd be easy. But you've got to get through that stock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I take my hat off to. I think it's just as difficult to catch, in a 20-acre gravel pit with 10 fish, 150, as it is to catch a fish with 5. At B2 with 500 fish.
Yeah,
in it.
yeah.
You've got to get through that stock.
Yeah.
You have.
You're going to get lucky, but and maybe have one in your first fish. But
Well, I've done that twice at linear. So Manor, my first fish was the pretty one at 45 ounces.
mate, that's a great fish.
That was.
I remember that photo as well.
And then Hardwick and Smiths again. I caught one of the gems out of there at £40 an ounces.
Were these both in matches?
No,
Just pleasure.
but they were socials. We had.
Right.
Well, no, actually, the Hardwick and Smiths was
That was
a charity match.
Yeah, that was a match. I remember that.
The other one at Manor was a social. We had the late booking, and we done a draw, but I was late to the draw, so I got left with the last peg on the lake. And then when I got there and I saw what peg it was, I was like, wow. Like that's one of the flyers.
But I think that's the other thing with regards to matches is I suppose you've got to have the knowledge and background of that particular venue. Like
you have.
You like you saying that someone's left that peg. Knowing it's a flyer. That's great intel, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's knowing. And you've,
because
you've got other anglers on there that don't know the lake that well.
Exactly that.
And potentially haven't. I'm not going to speak down of them, but haven't bothered to do research to go. That's a good one.
I think with that social though, it was I can't remember what everyone called it, but it was like basically the bog. All round, like water comes out of the bank, and it's just squidgy mud all round the edge of the swing. So I think that put everyone off.
Yeah.
But,
uncomfortable fishing.
Yeah.
Living in
But a match is a match, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, we all know how competitive you are. That wouldn't faze you in the slightest, would it? Living in your waders for 48 hours.
Because that's what I think. That's what always gets you in competitions. It's knowing that in my head, my approach to water is, watercraft. If you see him, you move on to him.
Yeah.
Whereas in
a match, you can't move. You have to make it happen.
Yeah. Which I'm not.
You.
My brain doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? If there's no fish in front of me, there's no fish in front of me. That's how I work it, and I'd much rather.
Talking about having fish in front of you, I've got a quick question for you, Chris. When you're at a match, you've done before the draw.
Yeah.
You're doing your lap You're working out where the fish are. When 60 leads all go in the water,
Oh yeah, they can.
you've got a good chance of them fish moving off.
Yeah.
Would you be forward planning, going, right, these fish are going to move, where they're going to move to? And would that enter your head and
Oh yeah,
persuade
no,
your
that,
decision
like,
what peg you're going to pick?
that has, like, we've always thought about that. Like, say Loggies Lake,
Yeah,
say you're in that end bay.
yeah,
Like, if everyone's thrashing it to a frame, well, that happened. They thrashed it to a frame. They all moved in front of me and my brother. We
Yeah.
were like, wow, we didn't do anything.
no,
But soon as we picked off 3 fish, that was it. They were gone.
move back out again.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But it all calmed out.
yeah.
So it sort of backfired on us.
Yeah.
Our plan.
You nicked a few.
Yeah,
and then moved off.
nicked a few.
Did they ever
and
come
then-
back in?
No,
No.
didn't come back
So
in.
difficult,
We even
wasn't it?
tried reeling back in to see if they come back in, but
Yeah.
they just
See, this is what I was saying about there's so much luck involved.
Yeah.
You ain't got a clue what them fish are going to do.
But going back on that, I think, and obviously I've never competition fished. The closest I've ever got, and it's not really that close, but where you're stuck in a swim is Bay.
yeah.
And going to France, where you're almost you're trapped relatively in a
Yeah.
swim. Obviously, you've done quite well out in Bay, and I think this is a good question. Looking back now, obviously you fished the road, boat, blah 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 blah. What would you do differently now, looking back at that, to go, to try and maximise your results? Because that's where I don't understand how you can extract more fish out
You
of
can
a peg
always.
that is devoid of fish. What I think is devoid of
Yeah.
fish anyway.
Yeah, I mean,
Let's do 2 parts of this question, right? Because as we know, Chris you know what you're doing. I want to know, because me and Taddy, the question the other week that you asked, what would an elite angler do in your peg that
Yes.
you didn't do?
Yes.
Right? And in my opinion, Chris is up there with some of the best.
Yeah.
What would you do in your peg that was different? And then what would you do in other people's pegs that were different?
see, in my peg, start that off. Obviously, some of the information I got is like avoid the road.
Yeah.
I managed to get 4 off it,
Yeah.
but I was more in holiday mode. I didn't attack it like I would a competition, which
Yeah.
I think I should have. If I'd fish, I reckon if I fished solid bags, I would have had more fish.
Right.
Because they weren't on bait anyway.
They weren't on bait at all.
So, like, I was catching them over the tiniest bit of crumb
Yeah.
and tiny hook baits. So I may as well have just fished solid bags.
Did you... The 3 spots your rods were on,
I had 1 spot,
oh, you had 3 on 1 spot?
3 on 1 spot.
Did you
But
stick to that all week?
all week until the final night, I put out 2 on solid bags, and that's when I nicked one with like a minute to go.
Yeah.
Do you
That's
wish
it.
you'd done that earlier?
And I wish I'd done that earlier because I did see the odd fish. I didn't want to take the piss either. Like, I had Lloyd next to me, and a few fish showed bang in between me and Lloyd.
Yeah, I see it.
So I didn't want to intrude into his area and like pushed his fish out.
Yeah.
So I sort of left it.
And the other parts of the question where Taddy and James was, there was a spell where they moved into the bay and obviously went past you a little bit, then they come back out again. How would you attack that sort of situation where you got the odd one floating past but they're not there in numbers?
You just got to fish for a bite at a time.
Yeah.
I mean, and obviously because they weren't getting bites as they were coming through.
Yeah.
I think you managed a couple, didn't you?
I managed 3.
You
had
that was
3.
in really quick succession.
Yeah.
I had 2 in
Yeah.
the evening, and then I had another one in the
I
morning.
think I had one,
That's
and then
it.
you had 2 on the bounce.
That's what I mean, we've spoken about Bay enough, but over the course of a couple of podcasts, but that's where I started to get in my own head. Is I was thinking, well, Reese is picking them up to my left, you're picking them up there, and I think it was like another 24 hours before I picked up one, and I was like, well, something's going wrong. What can I do that's different? And And you do your best to obviously pick up them stranglers, and that's what I think.
I think that's
did.
what we were both doing.
Yeah.
Where we never actually got them competing on a spot.
No.
I think they were almost bouncing out, and I think that when you call, bounced out to you, and then they went back into their little home. You know where Reese was, and then they bounced back out to you.
The only thing I'd say we could have done, but you're not allowed them there, is zigs.
Yeah.
Zigs would have tore that apart.
Yeah, I completely agree with you.
So with that,
Even though it wasn't warm, it was quite cold, but they were up in the water. I could tell by...
we had a couple of warm days though.
The one
a couple of warm days.
The one that got me was I was either in Lloyd's swim or your swim, and because the quarry blast went off, didn't it?
Yeah.
And the whole lake erupted.
And they were up
and
in
you're
the
like, okay, it's not we're guessing that they're up in the water. They are 100% up in the water because they were spooked.
Yeah. That was incredible.
Yeah, like Lloyd's area, that was the worst bit. When
There's loads in there.
Yeah.
So, from a match perspective, if you've got no fish in front of you, how do you entice them in? Or don't you? Do you have to wait? Go home, yeah.
Well, no, because anything can change.
Yeah.
Like the wind direction can change. If you could... Say you're in a bay and it's like opens up to your right and you're on the mouth. Don't fish tight lines all the way across, because you're just going to stop them getting in. That can help keep everything.
Because they spook
hidden.
off them tight lines.
Yeah.
Don't they?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, not on all lakes. Sometimes we've had them come past, but there's other ways. Like mine and Martin's first match at Cottington.
Yeah.
We come out last in the draw. And we got the bowl, and we chose the right side to go on the bowl. And on my left rod, because you got a big bowl.
Is the bowl in Old Pepper?
Yeah, Old Pepper, and then you got the little point bit, which is a little channel through. My left rod, I had that on a tight line the whole match, and we held them in there the whole match.
So explain why you chose that tight line. Explain what it does. Because there's going to be a lot of people watching this that won't realise why.
We watched the fish. They're going to go out because of the pressure we're putting them under in the bowl. But we didn't go long. We kept it shorter because they were over the other side of the bowl. So we went about 3/4 of the way.
Yeah.
But on the odd occasion when we hook them, you see them wanting to come out, and they would come into my tight line, and then bolt him straight back in the bowl.
That's really, really interesting.
And then at the end of the match,
I would never even think of that.
It's clever.
And
you've almost sacrificed one
think
rod.
It was
but you've kept him on your spot.
It was Mr. Spom and David Beach that was next to us, and like at the end of the match, I reeled in that rod, and he left his rods out, and within 5 minutes, he had a double tape. 30, I think they were mid-30s, both of them. Where as soon as that line was gone, they wanted out.
Yeah.
And it worked on that match.
That tight line is important.
That's insane.
A lot of people do it now in the matches.
Yeah,
a lot of people do.
What, sacrifice a rod?
Even 2 rods, mate. They'll even sacrifice 2 rods. Out in Crete Lakes, where there's such a vast volume of water, especially Lake 5, they'll put one tight left, one tight right, and just fish the fucking middle rod. If you get a pick up on the left or right, you've had a touch.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
So then they're basically just hemming them in, and then the middle rod they're working properly. They're going back to their instincts of let's pick one up. Which, to be fair, probably makes more sense purely for the fact that you're fishing one rod, so it's just easy. You're not going to go over the line. You know what I mean? It's just easy to manage, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, you're still fishing with the other 2 rods, but you're just ping tight.
Yeah.
And that's
so
what we do.
When obviously you fish on the BCAC, you fish 2 rods. Do you have a third set up behind you?
Oh yeah, you have it wrapped up, ready to go.
And then if you're fishing doubles, because
I mean, a lot of the time you have more than obviously you have your rod wrapped up with what you're fishing, but you have a floater rod, you have other rods set up on different methods, ready to go.
So you're not wasting all that time
changing everything over,
cutting everything down, swapping it all up. You just it's there. You know what I mean? Sun comes out, the fish come up. You got a rod there waiting to nab them.
So do they come out on floaters a lot on the beach when you You know, have you ever had one
Where
go?
fish?
Yeah, I mean, a lot linear, they love a floater.
Yeah. Was it the bait bucket boys?
I think it's
No,
so
I'll tell
many
you where I
different
was.
people have
We was
smashed
at,
up floaters.
What's the name of that? Orchard Place Farm.
Yeah.
The bait bucket boys, we was up against them. They, even through the night, they were just taking them off the top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
48 hours they spent just taking them off the top.
Did they
So-
do well?
Yeah, they did do well. Yeah, they qualified.
Mm.
I think it was us, them, and somebody else who qualified. Yeah. Never thought it would happen, but it was impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. Do you think there's a magic bait?
No.
Do you have a favourite bait?
Used to when I was younger.
What was it?
It was Carp Company, Icelandic red cranberry and caviar. I loved it. It worked everywhere. And then they had another bait that they didn't sell in the shops.
Right.
It's spicy lobster. And me and Martin, we annihilated. It was like a big fish bait as well.
Right.
I started catching loads of big fish on it. It was weird. And
You
I
catching
could-
big fish?
I could still get that bait now, but I don't know why I don't. Like, it's weird.
Bait's well personal, isn't it?
Yeah.
I can't leave the house without a can of corn.
Oh no,
just can't
corn
do it.
is you gotta have it in the mix.
Yeah. I think
If
it's
you're allowed
ultimate.
it.
If you had the choice, rest of your life, boilies or naturals.
I'd answer that for him, I think. I think he'd go naturals all day long.
Probably.
I think you would.
Yeah, but I mean, carp love natural.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Like, but
They do.
it can be overfished. I mean, when you go up linear and everyone's slinging out worm and
So, for me, I think worm's a great bait. Don't get me wrong. It's being able to afford it.
yeah, it's,
Oh,
it's-
Wow, it's so
It's so
expensive.
expensive.
yeah.
But-
Even maggots, they're not cheap.
No, they're not cheap. But I do also think that the thing with worm for me, they can either be on it,
Or they're not.
or they're push off of it and won't even touch it.
Every time
It's
I've
weird, isn't it?
had been allowed to use worm and I've used it,
Yeah.
never worked.
No.
I'm hooking it on the way back in, and that's when I'm realising.
How many people took worm out there?
Yeah, and
And how
I
many-
realised I hooked one on I think it was the third morning. I was bringing it back in, and that's when I switched to single solids.
Yeah.
and that's when I started hammering it.
Yeah. We'll just have to
They just didn't want
bleep
bait.
that bit out because we're not allowed to say that.
Yeah,
I've just
yeah.
remembered I'll have to bleep that
I
bit out.
was looking at you thinking,
Don't say it. Don't say it. Don't say it.
Well,
I-
remember, bleep that bit out, Brad.
Because I remember speaking. Do you think, you know, when you do fish worm, is it just worm that you're putting in, or are you putting in the soil as well?
This is a new thing that I've never realised
See-
before, and maybe you
see,
can answer that.
I don't sit there and wash every bit of dirt off the worm.
Yeah.
So like when you're chopping it up, and obviously they have earth inside them as well.
Yeah.
And you're always going to get a bit in there, but I'm normally putting corn with it as well.
Because a friend of mine takes a riddle, and if he sees molehills, it's going through the riddle straight into the molehill.
I've heard both
Straight
sides.
in,
I've seen people
Because
riddle
it's
them.
the nutrients. It's the nutrients
Yeah.
of the mud. Because it's like
Yeah, that's what I've heard as well.
Because it's basically worm shit, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like worm poo.
But I'd never throw it out the bag, throw it away,
No.
because there's times when I've put that in my mix when I'm spomming and I've got zigs out.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
And that
'Cause
works.
it just holds up in the water,
Yeah.
doesn't it? So it's
Yeah.
just gonna.
You get bits that float in and
Yeah.
and then they slowly sink down. Just keeps things going through the water column. And that's worked well for me on B1.
What's bombing over zigs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What? Chop worm and mud?
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, like the mud. And even at linear, I mean, shouldn't really spill too many tactics, but
Come on, we're all
I've
friends
done
here.
really well putting out floaters
Yeah.
and fishing just zigs underneath it. Not putting a bulk float out, I've fished zigs.
Have you ever fished?
And I've done really well.
What's it?
You get a
The
lot-
Nash riser pellet.
Yeah. No, that's good stuff.
That is unbelievable.
Yeah.
But the problem is, whenever I've fished it, they always get too preoccupied on the riser pellet than actually coming up.
I always have different sizes.
Yeah, that's it. So I used to do riser pellet and then, normal dog biscuits or whatever.
I mean, Sticky, they do the 6mm.
Yeah.
Float
do they
pellet.
do it as well?
But
Yeah.
you need a bigger dog. You need to be going like 3 or 4 sizes in.
Yeah.
Because otherwise they just go on to the tiny little ones. You're
Yeah.
like, well, that's not going to work with a 15 normal size hook bait or a bit of foam, because they think that they're, just get distracted on it all the time.
How do you cope with the pressure? From my experience fishing BCAC, I'm quite hot-headed anyway, but if things ain't going my way, I tend to... I struggle to deal with the pressure. You seem like...
I'm the opposite.
Yeah, you thrive
I
off it, don't you?
thrive on pressure.
Yeah.
I thrive on going up against big names. Like, it gives me that drive.
What do you think caused you to get that mindset?
I can't.
Because that's quite a good, for competition fishing. That's a very
I just
good
think
mindset.
I think
who he is.
I've always been that. I mean, I used to do 10-pin bowling.
I was just about to say, is there another sport that's gone?
Yeah,
okay,
you had people that were bowling for England, and I'll go up against them.
And you'll turn up.
And normally, all the other people that he goes up against, they crumble under the pressure. I had the opposite.
Yeah.
It made me better.
Yeah.
And both times I went up against him, I beat him.
We was going to go on a double date once, weren't we? 10-pin bowling, and I didn't realise. It was only because he said I used to be a pro. I was like, don't worry about it, I'll take a Nando's, mate.
Yeah, when I finished, the last season I bowled, I finished on a 234 average throughout the whole season. So that's 234.
I mean, I don't know much about 10-pin bowling, but I didn't even know you could score that. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, you can get 300 maximum
It's a
per
300
game.
max, and you end up with a 234.
Average throughout the year.
To be fair though, it's the same as my son plays football, and if they play a better team, my son's team plays better.
Yeah.
It gives you that drive.
They've got to play better. There's no, you know what I mean. There's no, I can't be bothered. I'm not going to track back, or I'm not going to do this. They instantly, all the kids step up, and I think that's a really good. Well, it's just a competition trait, isn't it? It's a good way
to be. That's for sure. I crumble, you thrive.
Yeah. I mean, the couple of times when we've gone fishing, you're always out to beat me.
Oh yeah, that's my only goal.
And
that's my only goal.
You go a couple up, and then you're like, like giving.
I went a couple of weeks ago, and I was giving him. I'll give him some jip.
Yeah,
next day he annihilated me. Best 5 anglers in the BCACs at this time, present time.
That I think.
You think?
Palmer's top of the game.
Palmer.
Yeah.
Yeah, good
Cole
shout.
Palmer, he's Wayne Mansford.
Yep.
Ryan Need.
Yep.
Burgess.
Yep.
And you want another one? I'd love to say myself, but I'm not. I'm not at that calibre.
You can say.
I think you are that calibre.
No, I can fish against them.
Yeah.
But, I'm trying to think. I mean, I like Gutridge.
I think
He's a good angler.
I think the other thing that
There's so many.
There is a lot.
And
sitting here thinking about.
Yeah,
there is Ashley Izzard. He's insane.
Oh yeah, Ash Izzard.
But I think the key is to it though. Have they all got deals?
I don't know. This
is something as well.
If you've got a company backing you, and I'm
Yeah,
not taking it any away from other anglers, but if you've got a company backing you where it is free tackle, so you can turn up with 9 rods, you can turn up with all the end tackle, you can turn up with all the gear. If you've got a natural bait sponsor, you can turn up with 20 litres of worm. Whereas it's not
me.
It's you, isn't it? It's you funding it.
I agree.
You funding your ticket.
Certain extent,
It's down to preference as well. Like, I don't want that sponsorship.
No, and that I think
I do this for myself. Yeah. I don't want to share, promote this. I do it for myself.
Yeah.
We spoke about it on the last podcast about working inside the industry, and I think you're kind of, selling your soul to the devil.
Yeah.
You-
Oh,
you know
I've
what I
been-
mean?
well, I've been there,
you're not
done
doing
it.
for
I
yourself
just-
anymore. You're doing it for someone else.
Yeah.
It will more than likely suck the fun out of it.
Yeah, it does. It does. And you got to do all this sharing on Facebook.
Yeah,
and like,
yeah. Oh, you haven't done all this.
oh,
amount of
you need
posts
to
this
be
week.
out this amount. No, I go when I want to go.
Yeah.
I mean, now I don't go enough. Life gets...
But do any of us?
Well, no.
You know what I mean?
No, but I would go all the time.
Yeah.
No matter what, I'd
But we're not.
make the time.
We're not Rob Burgess with. That's his job.
Yeah.
We
It's a bit-
work
But
on
I
building
think that would
sites, you know
take
what I
the
mean?
fun out of it for me.
Yeah.
It's a bit
Yeah.
like
But-
Tom Maker when he talks about, you're out in the bank full time. He's like, no, that's my job.
Yeah.
My
Yeah.
job is to create
They've
content,
still, like,
catch
they've got
fish.
family now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I will fish Monday to Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'm at home doing my thing.
Yeah.
I'm on a completely different lifestyle
Yeah.
than every other angler.
Yeah.
That's why I can, turn up on a Sunday night and go until Thursday.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people forget about that, and they go, "Oh, I want to be, I want to be this. I want to look at how good Tom Maker is." And I'm not taking anything away from it.
No, great angler.
Yeah,
but
unbelievable.
If
but
Chris was on the bank 5 days a week, he'd probably achieve the same.
and I'm not. But we'd all learn quicker
Yeah,
as well.
we would.
We're
100%, mate.
we're only there for that short spell, short period.
Yeah.
And that's when it, whereas these boys are there watching the lake. They've got,
Yeah.
but they love it. It's
Yeah.
like another level of passion
Yeah,
for
yeah.
it, isn't it?
Yeah.
You go,
Yeah.
I'll take me hat off. Like
Yeah.
Terry Hearn. You look at what he's
He's my favourite angler.
same as mate. But you look at him and you go, he's been doing it for 40 years, 30 years or whatever.
Yeah.
Consistently.
Yeah, and he's still got that drive, yeah.
Doing anything for that
Yeah.
amount of time isn't normal. Do you know what I mean?
No,
Like
yeah.
everyone gets bored with a hobby, a
Yeah.
passion.
Yeah.
There's going to be a point where you go, oh, actually, I'm done.
Yeah.
And you look
Well,
at-
just look at his videos on the Thames, mate. They were. Have you watched them all?
Yeah.
They're insane, aren't they?
No, I love catching carp out the river. You don't know what you're targeting.
No.
And
It's that element of surprise, and
Yeah.
you don't know what's in there.
And I've done pretty well out of the rivers near me,
Yeah.
like the River Mole, the Ember. I've had them out the Thames.
So, I think we asked Martin this question as well. Quick question, going off a little bit. Are you allowed to pre-bait in closed season?
Yeah.
You can
On the rivers and that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you
There's
can put a
nothing
rod
wrong
out,
with-
you just can't.
Oh no,
have a hook on.
you can't bait up by rod.
Yeah.
Right, this is where I'm going. with it.
You would
So
have
how-
to bait up by catapult or go out on a boat. And
Are you allowed bait boats on rivers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not
So
sure.
you could bait up with your bait boat.
Right.
It depends where
Well,
you fish.
you rent a canoe or a stand-up paddleboard and do it
Yeah,
that way.
yeah.
You don't- you
Like
know.
people do it.
Yeah,
Right.
You get them, see them going across on a little rubber dinghy.
yeah.
What, Dover?
Yeah, the 10 of them throwing a bucket in.
How well have you done on the River Thames?
I've done all right. I mean, I've done well because we used to be able to fish, like, there was this lake and it was like an old marina and then it was linked onto the Thames. So the carp can come and go as it please. They're all Thames carp. Like, the fish in that lake were warriors. You could see they were all different, long ones, fat ones.
Yeah.
And I had a few really nice characters out there. And then I've had a couple out the main Thames. But then it's the time.
Right.
Like,
Do you
they've
think
got
it's-
so much river,
Yeah.
and it's not like on a smaller river you can find them.
Yeah.
Where there,
It's
so
just
wide,
Miles and miles.
miles.
I think
Yeah.
that's the key to that, and obviously having Martin on, with regards to you've got a towpath. It
Yeah.
goes back to that point again. where
Yeah.
You've got the towpath. It's clear what you can look for. Up and down the Thames, there's people
Well, I mean-
gardens. There's
Yeah.
obstacles. Unless you've got a boat, and let's be honest, you ain't going to stalk a fish on a boat.
No.
You've got a motor.
Yeah.
No, but
You know what I mean?
I
They're all
know
gonna-
people that fish the Thames and they've got a boat, and it's 100 times easier.
Yeah, I bet.
Like, you can find them.
Yeah.
You,
Well,
you can get to places, like the fish know where people can't fish for them from the bank, and that's where
it's a
they
bit
are.
like the Nick Hellier film.
Yeah.
You know, when he had, was that a 50, the Thames
Yeah,
50?
he had the first 50.
It's unbelievable, wasn't it? Unbelievable film.
Yeah.
But I think, unfortunately, that fish passed.
Yeah, that
away,
fish
didn't it?
passed.
But yeah, you're fishing in just a completely different way, aren't you?
Yeah.
On a boat. Line angles are different.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh,
it's
something I
everything.
would
You've
love
got
to
to
do.
step
I'd love to
everything
do it.
up. I mean, I fish with £50 plus shock leaders, and you just got to step everything.
But I bet you just stand at the end on a bend and just cast up it, though, don't you? 400 yards.
No.
We
It's a boat. And
we
you
had a casting lesson, didn't we?
Yeah.
My God.
Who with?
My mate Mark. I'll tag him in the description. He's
Mark Harrison.
No.
I'll put his Facebook in the link below. But he's unbelievable.
Yeah.
He was out casting us on his knees.
Yeah. He was hitting like 180s
Yeah.
on his knees.
Yeah. He's he competes in casting along with Terry Edmonds. It's outrageous, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I mean, that's what he does. Do you know what I mean? That's what he's practiced all his life. You can chuck a lead, can't you?
Yeah.
40 plus wraps. Watching it, it's just in the air for ages, mate.
But I think that was
I
what
think
surprised
that
me.
day it was like, 44 and a half wraps or something.
Yeah, something ridiculous.
But that was like no wind behind us or
Yeah.
anything. That was pretty flat, wasn't it?
I was a couple of wraps below you, maybe I was 41 or something, but he was standing behind me blowing it. Trying to get it go further.
So obviously that was the first time I ever used a 13-foot rod as well.
Yes.
So that was totally new to me.
The biggest thing I learned
Now I know I can hit further
Yeah.
because I have 13-foot rods now.
Would you fish further though? Would, you know what?
I don't think you need. I love fishing in the air.
Because that's what I think people, and I think this is where, you know, and I know we keep name dropping, but like Darryl Peck and stuff, they're fishing at 160, baiting at 160, and their baits are perfect.
Yeah.
You go, wow, that's. Don't get me wrong, I could probably put a lead at 160. Couldn't put a rig out. No chance.
But Tom Maker done it at Linear. He said all these people are fishing 27, 28 wraps.
You don't need to.
Well, no, he didn't. He said just go further.
Yeah.
And that's what he done and started catching them. But it's not always the case.
No,
It's not always the case.
It depends what peg you're in at Linear.
Yeah.
But
on what lake. I mean, they come in close.
Yeah.
As well. I think me and Martin, we were fishing like 15 wraps out.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's the other thing as well. Everyone does think you have to cast to the moon.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's good to have it in your armour.
Yeah,
like what you said earlier.
I think
but
one of you in match fishing, you need someone that can hit distance.
Yeah. But 9 times out of 10, you can catch them below your feet.
Yeah.
At the fucking hedge, can't you? It's madness. What's your plans coming up then? Obviously, it's not nice to say, but the BCAC has gone
that was
peak
gut.
tongue, innit?
That was going. I think it will come back. I hope it will come back.
There's rumours that the bait bucket is going to relaunch it next year. Hopefully they do, because it's, I think, in my opinion, the best competition in the country.
Yeah, I mean, you've got other comps now that. I mean, you've got UK Carp promotions, and they've got an app, and you can get on it through that.
Yeah.
I think they've done one pairs match already that was a success. So
you have got you got a few out there that are doing the matches, but I don't think at the moment currently nothing is even close to. I think it's a title, isn't it? I think it's so prestigious. The BCAC.
It was never like. I think with the BCAC, like if you won it, you would get selected to fish for England and that.
Ashley Izzard did. Tony Reynolds, I think he did as well.
Well, they were together, weren't they?
Yeah.
I don't think I won it. I know it'd be nice to fish for your country,
Yeah.
but I'm not in it for that.
No.
I'm in it to get the title. That's,
For a personal thing.
Yeah, I don't even care about the money.
No.
I want my name on that trophy.
Yeah.
I think that says a lot about you, Chris, to be honest. You saying that, I think that says a lot, because I think a lot of people are probably doing it for the money. And, and you know, that shows proper passion to me. That's, you know,
I agree.
And because, yeah.
I
The amount of money that you've probably pumped into that over the years as well.
Loads. But that comes into with the sponsorship as well, and this and that, getting you bait free and all. I want to do it on my own.
Yeah.
I don't want help.
Yeah.
I want to have that.
But there's, I think there's some very prestigious names on that trophy as well.
Oh yeah.
There is, yeah.
Like the first when I first heard about the BCAC, I remember the first name.
Yeah.
I heard, and that was Tuffy. And that bloke's a legend.
Yeah, I'll try and get him on.
Yeah, you
We're
got it.
fortunate enough to know him pretty well. We'll get him on. Maybe you can come back. You know him really well as well.
Yeah.
So, we'll see what we can do. One thing that does irritate me, that I want to talk to you about, Chris, is when the list comes out and the website for the BCAC goes live and you can select your lake and you got so many pairs that are fishing 2 qualifiers.
That's what I was trying to get into earlier.
It's outrageous.
I think.
But you got even the big boys doing it.
Yeah.
I won't mention who.
I mean, I wouldn't be able to afford that. I've got a normal day-to-day job.
Even if I could
ain't got the
afford
money
it, I wouldn't.
I'd rather enter 2 different competitions than enter twice into one.
I think if you get knocked out and you don't make it through, you get knocked out and you don't make it through, you go again next year. You don't just reapply and enter another one.
Yeah.
What's the point? It's like saying the World Cup. Yeah, well, no, we got knocked out, so we re-entered.
Yeah.
You just don't do it, do you?
When they turn up for the next start of the game from... No.
So, that... While we was on the subject of BCACs, I wanted to get that across because I ain't happy about it. I think that needs to change.
I find it very strange, and it's probably the fact that their sponsors are paying for one, and then they're paying for one out there.
Yeah, probably.
Possibly,
you know,
possibly.
And
I don't think we'll ever know.
It is a massive chink, isn't it? That it doesn't make sense that you would.
I think it's a loophole in my eyes. Yeah, because I get it. The BCAC is a business. And if they got empty spots, they want to sell them. So they just let people reapply.
Otherwise, they lose out on money.
Yeah.
It's a fixed prize fund as well. So,
but I mean, again, I'm not going to mention who it was, but you had it a couple of years ago where one of the big boys, he didn't make it through the first qualifier. He went into he re-entered in another qualifier and won it.
yeah.
But I suppose you'll take.
It don't sit right with me.
But it all comes back to that whole thing of being luck again, doesn't it? If you get a poor draw on that first one, and your sponsors are on your back going, "We need this, we need that," they're just re-entering because it just makes it easy for them.
If it ain't right, is it?
No, morally it ain't.
I don't think
especially
right.
when you're up against.
You never know. Like when you've got a big name, you've got to work hard to keep up. They've been,
but you didn't get through.
Yeah.
You didn't get through.
Yeah.
Go again next year.
Yeah.
Anyway, he's probably going to see this. I'm going to get slated. That's just how I feel. That's my opinion. That's just how I feel on the matter.
Yeah, and I think you've got every right to feel that, to be honest, because what other competition, sports competition,
can you re-enter?
Yeah.
Don't know. I don't think
there is one.
These fishing matches, they're not as big. They're not on the telly anymore. No. They're not as big as
I think the only
US
one,
Open
Fishermania, I think that's the only one that's televised now.
If these were bigger, more expensive, like the Premier League or anything like that, they probably will knuckle down on it. But at the moment, it's not that big, is it?
No.
It's a shame because I think the BCAC is the one, isn't it?
It is the one.
And I think it could really, I think that If Sky Sports got
It'd be
money,
great if it got
Jesus,
bigger,
you'd
but
go,
then
wouldn't
they'd
it?
probably introduce VAR.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, there's nothing. There's
What?
no. But then if there was as much money pumped into these fishing matches as there was the Premier League, you probably would.
Yeah.
You'd have cameras in every peg making sure you ain't
Yeah.
using maggots or banned products, wouldn't you? You would though, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
You would. That's the way it would go.
You've cast your rod, your rod
Yeah.
at 36 wraps, but you've put your rod forward, so you're now at
Don't
36.2.
Oh,
Sorry,
don't
qualified.
that one. Jeez, I've been there.
Well, hold on, that sounded like a touchy subject.
No, I won't.
We're not going there, 'cause that cost me $3,000.
What, because you didn't have your rod in the right
Shush,
position?
that's it. That's all I'm saying.
We're before we wrap it up, 2 last questions. You got your new syndicate.
Yeah.
What's your target? Have you got a target in there? Have you got a target in another lake? Have you got any
the
targets?
syndicate is straight away took my van. Obviously, wet belt went on the van, so I haven't been able to get there.
No,
So
you've had a
I've
bit-
lost the last 2 months.
Yeah, you had a bit of a shit
I've
start,
done
yeah.
2 overnighters on there.
Yeah,
And already, I've wasted so much time,
Yeah.
learning the lake. There's a potential 50 in there.
yeah,
There's probably 11 backup 40-pounders.
yeah.
Cool.
And
That's
then-
a nice
Yeah,
stock, isn't
yeah.
it?
Yeah, and the fish are stunning in there, but there's a lot of smaller ones
Is
as well.
it an old stock? Is that
they're-
50 an old one?
Yeah, they're all old in there. They're all jet black.
Yeah.
Is it a high stock or a low stock of?
It's fairly high. It's
Yeah.
not overly stocked,
Right.
but
So it's
Yeah,
a comfortable water.
yeah.
You just got to try and single out the bigger ones
yeah.
or the better ones, whatever way.
But there's a lot of snags.
Yeah.
I mean, it's tree lined all the way round.
See, I think talking about that with obviously lakes and snags and stuff. Do the rules allow you to work with the snags, or is it, £15 line, no shock leaders,
There's
none of this?
I mean,
'Cause that's what
you're not allowed braid, and it's straight through on this lake.
See,
as
because
well.
I think sometimes with some of these places with snags and
Yeah.
weed, I think why not let people fish braid? Because you're going to get the fish out.
Yeah, yeah.
You
Yeah.
get them out, you're going to treat them, and you're going to put them back.
Yeah.
Whereas if you're fishing straight through, and you do lose one, your clutch is a little bit loose, or something happens and it does end up in a snag, you're stuffed, aren't you?
Yeah. But the other thing a lot of lakes are doing now as well is taking all the snags out.
Yeah.
And you're just
Yeah.
fishing
a bowl.
A bowl.
a bowl, and it's fucking awful.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
Like, what happened? I used the word carpy, but what happens when you turn up and everything's looking carpy? It ain't looking carpy with no snags or fallen trees, or it's just a fucking hole in the ground. It
Yeah.
looks shit.
Yeah.
It's like a pothole.
It is.
Yeah.
We'll have Martin round doing fucking spraying. Do you know what I mean?
But I think I think a built up lake is a as you say with snags and stuff. It just
Yeah.
makes it more interesting.
Yeah,
Got something to fish at.
Yeah,
isn't
yeah.
there?
I completely
It's
get.
somewhere for the fish to hide.
Yeah.
That and let's all be perfectly clear. If you stock fish into a lake and don't fish them for 10, 15 years, them fish are going to be normal fish,
Yeah.
but they are going to get massive.
Yeah.
Because they're not being angled, so there's no spooking off of food. And that's why all of the, that when you look back at some of the bigger fish, they're in hard lakes.
Yeah.
Because they're not on bait, they're on naturals.
Yeah.
And they're just acting like normal fish, so they get massive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas fishing on a lake where there's no snags or anything, you need them to go and hide.
Yeah.
You need that. And if we wanted to go and fish bomb holes everywhere, we'd be going fishing day tickets, wouldn't we, every day?
100%. I do get they're looking out for fish safety, but by taking away rig components that can potentially pull them away from snags, that's what I don't get.
Yeah, and that's the point. It's a bit like rowing boats and stuff like that. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to. I don't think rowing a rig out, rowing a bait out's any good.
No.
But there should be boats there to be able to get fish back out.
Yeah.
Because let's be perfectly honest, if you're pulling for a break or it goes into a snag, the chances are you don't know whether that fish is still on there.
No.
So if you do end up pulling for it, it's going to rip its mouth open, but you've got no chance of helping it and doctoring it, you know. And it's a real. I was talking. There was a video the other day when he was talking about it's a really snaggy lake, and they let you do whatever you want. And the guy, I think he was on a podcast or something. He's like, every fish I hooked, I landed, and I dealt with. I made them right, and then I put them back. I didn't drop a fish because they were allowed to do what they needed to do.
Yeah. Last question, Chris. We know you've got your target fish in your Cindy that you're after. What is your target for this year / next year? Hopefully.
Obviously, the BCAC flopped this year, so. And I've got a charity match.
Yeah.
I'm fishing with you.
Yeah. Actually, that's an interesting point. We're meant to be fishing BCACs together this year. It was meant to be our first year together. Hopefully, we can start that campaign next year and see how we get on. It'll probably dump me by the end of next year, but we'll see how we
We'll see how Loggies goes.
we'll see how Loggies goes.
Well, knowing you two, you know, it'll probably be just getting
Well,
I'll
still be in competition with him as well.
Yeah, he will. He will.
Mini tables set up.
We'll be against 12 other pairs and he'll go, I'm beating you, Brad.
That's what worked for me and Martin when we were together.
Did you fish against each other in your pair?
We were always against each other. Like, we wanted to beat each other.
But
I think that made us better as well.
That's healthy competition.
Yeah, I think
It's a friendly banter competition. Like,
and none of you want to be the one that loses because you know you're going to get ripped for the next year.
Well, especially if I got beaten, I don't hear the end of it.
Yeah. That's what happens.
That's why I never let you win.
That's what happens when you're in a
because
league.
He'd be on my case. He'd be texting me, "Good morning. Oh, do you remember this?"
1-0. That's what I was doing to him. I went 1-0, 2-0.
2-0.
And then he kept going 2-1, 2-2, 3-2, 4-2, 5-2.
I think we got to like 11-2.
Yeah, we won't talk about that. Chris, thanks very much for coming on, mate. Thanks for making the journey down here.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure to see you as always. Instagram, Facebook, you got both of them?
Yep.
Yeah, we'll tag your details
down
below. Thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you very much for supporting the podcast again. And if you're on the bank, be lucky. If you're not,
we'll subscribe as well.
100%.
Got to say it.
And we'll see you next time.
Yeah. Thank you.